Russia's influence in the Balkans and NATO's response. Russia has been asserting their influence in the Balkans for years, much to the concern of NATO and the West. The Balkans region has always been important for Russia, as it is viewed as a strategic location for Moscow to project its power in Europe. Russia's increasing presence in the Balkans has raised alarm bells for NATO, as the alliance is concerned that Moscow's influence will undermine their security interests in the region. NATO has responded to Russia's presence in the Balkans in a variety of ways, including increasing their troop presence in the region, engaging in diplomacy, and conducting joint military exercises with Balkan nations. Russia has been increasing their influence in the Balkans by strengthening economic and political ties with Balkan nations. Russia has been providing economic assistance to Serbia and Montenegro, buying up energy companies in Bulgaria and Serbia, and building nuclear power plants in Hungary. In addition to economic ties, Russia is also exerting political influence in the region by supporting pro-Russian political parties and leaders. Russia's support for political parties in the region is aimed at gaining greater influence and leverage over these countries. NATO is responding to Russia's influence in the Balkans by taking steps to bolster their presence in the region. NATO has deployed additional troops to the region to deter any Russian aggression. NATO's increased presence in the Balkans is meant to reassure alliance members who are concerned about Russia's intentions in the region. This move is a clear indication that NATO is committed to defending its members. Additionally, NATO has been engaging in diplomatic efforts to counter Russia's influence in the Balkans. NATO has been working with Balkan nations to promote democracy and economic development in the region. By supporting these efforts, NATO hopes to create stable and democratic nations that are less susceptible to Russian influence. NATO has been successful in supporting these efforts, as countries like Montenegro and North Macedonia have made significant progress towards joining the alliance. Another way NATO is responding to Russia's influence in the Balkans is by conducting joint military exercises with Balkan nations. These exercises help to train and prepare Balkan militaries to defend themselves against any potential Russian aggression. They also serve as a way to showcase NATO's military might and demonstrate to Russia that any aggression will be met with a strong response. Despite NATO's efforts to counter Russia's influence in the Balkans, Moscow continues to maintain a strong foothold in the region. Russia has been successful in exploiting divisions within NATO and Balkan countries, which has allowed them to exert greater influence in the region. For example, Russia has exploited ethnic tensions between Albanians and Serbs in Kosovo to gain support for its position on the issue. Moscow has also been successful in projecting its soft power in the region, using cultural ties and propaganda to promote Russian interests. In conclusion, Russia's influence in the Balkans has raised concerns for NATO and the West. Moscow's military and economic presence in the region threatens to undermine NATO's security interests in the region. NATO has responded to Russia's presence in the Balkans by increasing their troop presence, engaging in diplomacy, and conducting joint military exercises with Balkan nations. However, Russia continues to maintain a strong foothold in the region, exploiting divisions within NATO and Balkan countries to exert greater influence. The situation in the Balkans remains a concern for NATO and the West, as Russia continues to assert its power in the region.